I'm Damen, and in this lecture we are going to talk about the development of the three josekis. So why did the previous three josekis was eliminated, and why are we playing the modern three josekis? Normally, I like to talk about josekis in a normal openings. I won't specifically talk about the local one because joseki should be related to the whole game. Go theories, we usually like approach from the wider side, so we choose this kind of approach or this kind of approach, or some people will approach inside, but like 10 or 15 years ago, before AI was invented, we never go into 3-3. The reason is in the previous days, we think it will go like this. This is the, so modern joseki, we play this one, but the old joseki, we goes here, and then we play this one, and then this one, and this one. If you learn Go for like 10 or more years, you should be knowing this joseki, but if you learn Go in this 7 or 8 years, you may not even see this kind of joseki. And then in the previous days, we will hane this one, and then block, and then connects, black play the tiger mouth. In the previous days, we think that white get the corners, and then black get the inference. Black is better in the opening because the inference is more influential in the early of the game instead of the late game. So we only go into 3-3, there is this stone and this stone here. Only in this position, white will decide to go here. The reason is after the normal joseki, one of the stone will be inefficient. So this stone is inefficient. Because normally if we don't have this stone, if black has a chance to play a move, black will not choose this one. In the modern joseki, we do not hane and connect here. In the previous day, we think that if we do not hane and connect this one, this become a sente. We don't want black have this sente, so that's why we play the hane and connects in exchange for this tiger mouth. But now we think that this tiger mouth makes this shape strong, so there's no way to attack this black shape. So that's why it was eliminated, because even if white is playing here, if black tenuki, I spend another move, you still cannot launch a very aggressive attack towards this group, because if you have a tiger mouth, it's very easy to create two eyes. So now in the modern joseki, because we know that if we skip this, if we want to skip this hane and connects, if we play something else, black will play this one. So in response, we don't want this to become a sente, so in modern joseki we play this one. And then he played this one, and then we skip this one, and then we play others. Then now even if black play this one, white blocks, and then black play this one, this is not a sente, because we have exchanged these two. We exchange these two. Then even this block, I can still tenuki and play somewhere else, because inside is a live shape. Here, hane, then I play this one. This is still alive. So white is thinking about, in exchange for this hane and connects, I play this one first, so I can tenuki. If I play this one, then this group is not as strong as before. So for example, if black is going to tenuki, then this one, the next move will be this one. If white play this one, usually you are attacking people towards your strong side. So for example, now this one is the strong shape. You want to attack your opponent's stones towards your strong side. So if I play this one, this group is not totally settled, because in the future this is peep, and then this jump. Then this group is a little bit in danger. If black is playing this side, you have 6 stones, but you're only getting 3 lines of territory. And after you play this one, then I can play the hane and connects. Now I can play the hane and connects. Because now, this is over-concentrated. If you do not have these stones, I will not play the hane and connects. So this is the reason why black must approach from this side instead of this side to avoid being over-concentrated. Professional players, they are no longer playing this hane anymore. If they play hane, they will finish the joseki like this, capture the 2 stone one. If they want to play something like this, they want to play something like this one, instead of playing the hane, they play the extend. And then hane, and then hane. This is very similar. This is very similar to the old joseki, but it is before it's this one. Now it becomes to this one. Actually, this is related to the invasion here. So if it was this one, just now we talk about if black approach from here, then white play this one, and then in the future white has this peak and jump. So this group is a little bit in danger. Now we change to the modern joseki. The modern joseki we extend one more. If black approach here, for example, if black plays something else. Now if white is going to peep, he's peeping here. The difference is if black is now connects. In the future, black has this jump. So that's why the modern joseki we extend one more. So usually black will still spend a move something like here to protect the cuts, because if black allows white to peep and then connect, these two exchanges is considered better for the white, because this stone is more inferential for outside and this one is not very inferential. So for the corner, if this is the old joseki, there's actually not much of RG inside, because the only RG is this hane and then Atari. This is actually some endgame Tetsuji's only, so Atari and then extend. Just some endgame Tetsuji's. But if it's extension, not only black has a better influence, there's some RG inside. You can decide to threaten the white group here. This is a sente. If you play this one, for example, if it cuts, there's no way to kill this group, because for example hane connects, extend. There's no way to kill this group. And then connects. This is alive. But before black is going to play this turn, black can play this one. If black would like to skip the move from here, if black doesn't want to connect, black can play this one. So if white Atari here, black can play this one, and then capture, and then Atari, and then connects. And then black capture these two stones in exchange for white capture these three. He capture, this is not a knife shape, so there's still a elephant eye here. So it is not clearly dead, these three stones. So this is also a reason why the modern joseki doesn't want to hane, instead he played this one. So for the cut, if white doesn't want to exchange, so if white play this one, it means white agrees to exchange these two stones with these three stones. But sometimes white may refuse to exchange. He wants to keep the tension for this group, and then he may play this one. Black can play this one, and then if he captures, you can throw the code here. But this will be a little bit complicated. Black is attempting to skip the cut and then use the code to have some benefits outside instead of fighting locally. This is an option, but this is a very complicated option. You may not want to choose, but this is an option in your games. So white knows that this will throw a code. So if white plays this one, black can still start the code here. So this is still a code. So it means actually white has no way to stop the code, unless white plays this one. This one can stop the code, but if I hane, you cannot capture, because if you capture it, it goes back to the code. So white must play this one. If you don't want a code, you have to play this one. But then this becomes half a sente. This tiger mouth becomes half a sente. If now white is going to cut, this is a sente. The inside is going to dead if you skip. If now white tenuki, or to kill this group, hane, then there's no two eyes inside. And then block, and then this one. So if white doesn't want a call, white has to let black to turn this one in a sente. So that's why most of the time, white will just capture and let black throw the call. Okay, so just now we talked about why the old joseki has switched from playing the hane, turn to become the extension. Previously was hane, now we turn into extension. So at this point, white actually has a few options. The most often seen would be this one. And then black may play this one or something else. These three stones, let's just compare some joseki, like this one. Usually you have this space and you will extend, you get a territory and settle down your group. But these three stones, we rarely see the professional play another move here to settle down the group. Three stones is considered strong enough, not necessarily need to spend another move, but During this shape, we spend another move to settle down the group, but this one, we seldom spend a move here to settle down the group. If black can do it, for example here, if white want to attack this group, no matter it's this one, or even this one, black can still tenduki, and then for example jump, still tenduki, keep playing. This freedom is not considered very weak. The reason is the corner has some RG. So you want to mix this shape into the sequence that I just talked about. It's something like the sequence. You want to switch the position, look something like this. So what can you do is you hane, and then he must block. If he plays something else, then you just push and extend. And then usually this is alive, right? This you got a space, so that is alive. So white must block. Then you play this one. And you play this one. You block. It's the same as what we just talked about. If you Atari here, then it means you sacrifice. You agree for the exchange. So although this 3-stone is dead, black has so many moves outside, and white spent too many moves to kill this 3-stone, but black still gets something here. It is considered not efficient to capture the 3-stone. But because the weakness of these 3 white stones, so this is not considered as very weak, because we always have this kind of strategies to settle down the group. Or there are some easier ways. For example, this one. So if you play this one, then we can play hane, and then if he blocks, then we can play this one. If we cut, then this is dead. The only way is this one, but then connects. So it is very difficult for white to capture the black stones. For example, with hane, pretty much the same. You can still hane, so Atari connects. So there are two possibilities. Either you connect here, or you capture this one. If you Atari here, then Atari. If the ladder is good for black, I don't know if is the ladder good for black. If the ladder is good for black, if the ladder is not good, you can still play this one. So it's just too difficult to attack this group. It's just no matter what you play. So this is too difficult to attack this group. So usually, before you want to launch an attack towards these 3 black stones, usually white has a very important move to play. Before you play this one, usually we'll see the professional player usually play this one. Because this one solves all the problems in the corner. Now, if you still hane, and then you play this one, then now there's a tiger mouth here. You cannot throw here, right? Before you have this one, now you do not. So, if white would like to extend these 3 stones, before you play the pincer, you must play this one first. And then you can pincer. If you just pincer, then there are too many ways for black to use this shape. So actually, even you play this one, black can still this one. And then you hane, the tiger move. And then this is the double tiger move, and then hane. This is actually still considered quite strong. It's not very easy to attack this group. If you, for example, this one, you can still escape pretty easily. It's quite difficult to really attack this 3-stone. This is not that efficient, so that's why we do not play that much. So here, if you spend 2 moves to get a corner, this one and this one is a choice. But there's also another choice, which is this one. So there are 2 different ways to get, so this one and this one. So this one is considered not as good as this one. Because this one, there's attach here, but this one, there's no attach. So how can we make this shape? If we play this one, then we have this one, and then jump. So we cannot finish the shape. So the way to finish that shape is to play the jump. But this joseki is ladder related. White can only play this one when the ladder is good for white. So usually in the openings, so if black plays, for example, you play this one, game is facing each other. This jump is usually work because this is your stone, it's not white stone, so you can jump. The ladder is this one, push and then cut. cut inside. If you cut outside, then that becomes a hane and double hane joseki. This is the same joseki like you hane, and then you double hane. That's the same, right? So the only difference is white is cutting here. So you block and then atari. Only if this ladder. But usually this ladder is good for black because in the opening it's facing each other, then you can play. If he's playing this one, then it means in the future white needs to spend another move to capture this stone. So black plays 6 stones in the corner, white plays 8 stones in the corner, and then black got some territory, but white only get like a few, and then black has 2 stones outside. So this is not very good for white because he spent too many moves in one corner. The game I played in 2023 with Bruno. Bruno played this one, and then I played this one instead of this one. If I do this one, then it's difficult for me to attack these 3 stones. But if this one, it is different because if we play something like this one, then there's no the attachment. If you play this one, then it's again. This is something that we just discussed before. This peep is in a knife shape. So this white group is a little bit more danger than if this peep is not in a knife shape. For example, if I approach this group high, then this peep is not very severe because you always have the elephant eye. So that's why here you should approach low because if he attack, you jump, you have the knife group peep. So this is the reason why we think this jump and Kosumi is better than this one. But in the professional games, I think this is more often played. This one doesn't depend on the ladder. So this is like universally correct. This is most cases correct. If the ladder is not good for white, if white still want to finish joseki and doesn't want black to play this one, so white has this choice. Black can extend or play the diagonal move. Block. This one you should cut this one. And then atari. And then capture. This is better for the white. The reason is, so this joseki, this was the hane and double hane joseki. But now, when white play this one, you should have played this one, right? But now you put the stone to here. So that's why this is not very good for black. So when we cut here, black cannot atari here. So black must connect here. White has a quite amazing move, is this one. Black goes up, white can play this one. Inside is a dash shape. For example, anyone knows how to kill the corner?
2-2?
Yes. Inside is that. So this is that. So because this one is that means black has to spend a move here. Then this 4 stone is in danger. So that's why black cannot play this one and play this one. And then block. White can play move. So this is important. This is different to what we just talked about here. This one, white almost must spend a move this here instead of here. Because here this black is become solid. So there's no any further strategies for white to make use of to make this group become more solid. So now it is very important you spend a move here to make sure that this group will not be a lone group. So if you play something else, then for example this one, if you let black to attack this group, it means that this group will not be able to surround a lot of points. So this is different to this one. This 3 stones is stronger than this one. Although we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 stones. This one is 3 stones. But this 3 stone is stronger than this 5 stone because this 5 stone you have so many tetsuji here. But this one you have already used up all the tetsujis. Then you must spend a move. This looks like this is stronger, but this is not. So this one looks not very strong. But because white is weaker, you don't need to spend a move here because it's not efficient. But this one looks like you're stronger, then it is actually weaker. After he played this one, there's nothing you can do. Then if you play extend, then he can keep playing this one, or in the future he can peep here. So this group is actually quite lonely. So there's also some situational move if white has a stone here. Before you play this one, you can go play this one first, and then you do this one. And then you may not play this one. You can even play this one, because now you have a stone here. This is very different. So only if you have history, because if your opponents know what you're doing, he will spend and move something here. But if you know, then you can, if you have the assistance of this one, then you can play this one. And then keep pushing. Push to a point where you think you can alive. At one point, he had to spend a move here to make sure it's alive. Then now you can Hane here. Usually this is better for the whites, because this stone is in danger. If you have some history with your opponent, you can try to play something like this one. So if you play this one, the correct move is usually you just ignore. Actually, 90% of time, if you play the jump, no matter what white play, doesn't matter. The next move is always this one, because you just want to clear all the RG in the corner. So you forgot that there's this claw in the second line. Actually, you still have way to compensate for these mistakes. The first one is you just connect. This one is still okay. For a more advanced level, you can play this one. Actually, you can return back to this one, but if you do not, you can Atari. Black sacrifice the corner, and then in exchange for the influence. And in the future, the corner is something. So, for example, if Hane, block, Tagarov. If you want to kill this group like in no-code, then you must peep here. But it is a little bit strange because you have this one, and if this one, you have the one line. So block. So this is a line. White want to kill this group, no-code is very difficult. This is the reason why black is happy to sacrifice the corner, because the corner has lots of RG. So if white doesn't want to exchange anything here, white can still play this one. This is also another joseki. Then black just play something in here. Why white is happy to sacrifice getting more territories for the black is because white approach here, so the peep is here, on the 7th line. Even if I connect this stone and this stone, there's no very obvious connection. So it also tells us something. We often see the gold books or previous days, we think that this is a very good settle shape for the black. But when we see this joseki, when this group is very strong, if we want to try to attack this group, we seldom play this one. Instead, we are trying to play something higher. The reason is to have more connection with the stone you are going to peep. So we put this stone higher is for this peep. Now, it is still, we do not have a very good connection with this peep because this is not a nice shape. So then we again improve this one. We try to improve our invasion. So we know that we want to peep here. Then how is it possible that making this peep very influential and strong? So we try to put it higher. It's more likely that this one becomes stronger. So this is how, when we were thinking about the invasion, you have to think about where are you going to peep, and you decide which specific location are you going to put down your invasion stones, instead of you just randomly put a stone to split between these two. If the peep is here, then you decide to hire. So if the peep is here, so for example here, like the previous one, you can see there's a lot of playing this one, because the peep is now here. So the peep is here. Although this is elephant eye, but this is still better than this one. So I think almost about it. So we have the remaining 15 minutes for the question then.
I've got a question.
Sure.
A guy.
Yeah, sure, of course. Is it possible you are some monster coming from China, so you may play better than me?
So if I play white, so I would consider this step very important. I want to connect, but
I think this one is also okay. I think in like maybe 3 to 4 years, this is very often played, because if you play this one, you are definitely like facing a split, so you will not be able to get a large territory on this side. So some of the players, they decide to play this one, but soon this was slightly eliminated. I still think this is very playable. I also think that some professionals still play this one. The reason why this one is not that much played, because the Atari, and then descend. White doesn't know if white should spend another move. If white's spending another move, it means you just lost some points here, because if you don't play, for example, if you don't play, I have to jump. So you will not be able to collect a lot of territory here. But if you play this one, we can transpose the shape. It looks like something like this. It looks like at this position, I play this one. Normally you should hane, but no, you play this one. And then I jump. At this point, normally you should hane here. And then you block, and then push, and then you cut. But because you spend the move here, you allow black to defend its weakness by this one, and then you spend another wrong move. So this one you take away your own liberties. So before you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 liberties, but now you push and then block. So this you let your opponent to Atari and descend. It makes your shape worse. I think this is the reason why this one is not that much played. So for example, if you don't play this one, if you just Tenuki play this one, you do not play this one, you just Tenuki, black plays still the same. Will you play this one? Maybe you don't want to play this one. Because if you play this one, you know that you will be getting this count. So you may play something like this one, or you keep Tenuki. So even if you are getting attacked, because this is anti, so it is very difficult to...
So what if black Atari is from the top?
But this goes into even more complicated things. Prepare to get very complicated, oh thank you. Prepare to get in some very complicated position. So this is also workable extent. So if black has a stone around here, it will be a very good fight for black. But if black doesn't have a stone here, it is really depend on the situation. Normally, you would think white should play something here because this looks very severe. But actually no, white should play this one because the corner is not very good. So corner has a lot of RG. So with this one and then this one. Previously we talked about the cut. Actually this is still, I think this still work. You can still do this one and then Atari capture and this one. You can still do this one, but there is some better ways. Could be a little bit complicated, but please stay with me. This one. Push, and then Atari connects. So if you think this will kill the black, then you will get Atari, and then capture. So before you play this one, you go this one. Go this one. Target mode. And then you make sure this group is live. This is Sente. Because if you Tenuki, Hane, and then this one is dead. Because of the corner's RG, these three stones again is not as weak as we look like. It's not that weak because there are so many things. So black actually cannot play this knight move. Black must play something like here or something here, or even play this one to make sure this two stone is strong enough to play against this three stone. Look like this two stone is very strong and is enclosing this three stone, but actually this three stone is quite strong. So you need to play something here, or something further because you always have this Hane and then Tiger Mouth. So usually, if you do not have any preparation this side, you have a black stone or something here, you may not consider to Atari outside. It's doable, but it's not very. You will not be very confident to launch a fight here.
Thank you very much.